Don't you ever think there's those things out there that you just hate a little too much? There's always that one guy in class who's like a jerk, and everyone keeps telling him he's a jerk. We don't like that kid. We always make fun of him because he's a jerk. And then you start to feel bad inside because you may realize maybe he's just misunderstood. Maybe we just need to open up to him a little bit. He never really got a complete chance. And then you try to get to know him and he really is a jerk, and you're like, oh, okay, well, bye. I don't know how that relates to today's topic. The home button. This year I've noticed a trend. On all leaked phones that haven't really officially been announced yet, the Galaxy S8 and the iPhone 8 are both taking that step to say, no more physical on-screen buttons, so who's next? Moto Z, you're up. You're so old now because you have a button. What was ever the problem with having just a regular button? Why do we hate them so much? Why have we just decided that, you know, this tiny little dividend, this tiny little ring on the bottom of our devices, that's ugly. We don't like that anymore. The future is obviously on screen. We want it to be on the display itself because then there's less bezels, and bezels are bad. Remove all the home buttons and that will make a cooler product. And round the displays, okay? That's just, the LG G6 is doing it, Galaxy S8 is doing it, apparently the iPhone 8 might be doing it. Just on the edges, you just round them off a little bit because that's cooler. Okay. I think this is an example of showing that the smartphone industry is in desperate trouble to find something to do differently. I've talked about this before, but it's really becoming a major problem. We are running out of things for smartphones to do. There's only so much cool stuff you can pack into a smartphone's camera at this part in time. There's only so much features you can add for security measures. I think it's kind of funny that we put all this work into an iris scanner and a fingerprint reader, and there's still a lot of people like my friends who are just like, I don't want a passcode. I just want to turn on the phone and have it unlocked. All that engineering went into the iris scanner and the fingerprint reader and the face recognition software, and people will still decide to just have no password because they think it's a waste of time. They don't care. It's like, my phone's on me. I'm not really worried about it getting stolen. We're using our phones for pretty basic things, even though they can do lots and lots of things. 95% of the time, we're not asking for complete 100% new innovations in our smart tech. I think most people are texting, listening to music, taking pictures, browsing social media. Things that aren't that are not done majority-wise on smartphones. So how come every year we get everyone to keep buying new ones? At this point, it's all boiling down to aesthetics. We are so pumped for that iPhone 8 and the Galaxy S8, not really because there's a ton of functional features coming. I don't think true wireless charging is happening. Even if it did come out and that revolutionary idea came into play, I think most people wouldn't buy that special wireless charger you'd have to buy to support it. They would just rather just plug in their phone because that's what they're used to. 2017 is proving to be the year where if your phone doesn't look amazing and it doesn't look futuristic, it's not going to sell. In terms of features and functionality, almost all our smartphones are doing the same things. They do them all differently, but they're all doing the same things. There's very little products that have unique features now. Features that are functional, not just design features, as in a curved display. Looks cool. Is it functional? Nah, it's fine. You get those little slide widgets things. I don't see people using that. So it's really kind of sad that we're boiling down to this, because the big question becomes, where do we go from there? Let's flash forward a year. At the end of 2017, Star Wars The Last Jedi is about to come out. All of our modern day smartphones now have very little bezels, fingerprint readers built into the display. We have displays covering up more than the phone than ever before, and we're still doing the same kind of stuff. We're taking pictures, texting, social media, music. What happened there? So at the end of this year, we all get to be really, really proud that our phones look better. Yeah. Here's the thing about the smartphone industry. It's launching itself so fast because so many people are interested in it. The iPhone just turned 10 years old, and yet the whole world has changed so much because we're all trying to buy the next one to get the better stuff with the better features. And that basically gave all these companies, R&D departments, infinite money to experiment and try to put everything we can in these gadgets. And that's why we've seen so much improvement so quickly. It's like no other product ever before has advanced as fast as the smartphones have. It's fascinating to see how much can change in just 12 months. The problem with that is we hit critical mass. Now we don't know where to go. What will 2018 be about? What if, okay, we've erased all bezels. Now our phones have absolutely 0% bezels. Where do we go from there? Okay, they're 100% waterproof. You could throw it 8 miles underwater. It would be fine. I know that's not reasonable. Okay, just for the example, extreme water resistance. We get batteries that are better. You can go 3-4 days without a charge. Cameras have 40 megapixels. We're only improving on what we already have. So all we can really do now every year is provide slight incremental improvements with very little added features. We're running out of things to do. That's why I think Apple believes in so much research going into artificial intelligence and augmented reality. I think by 2020, we're going to realize that smartphones have basically reached the peak of all they can do. We're going to have to start investing in some other pieces of hardware if we expect real life results and noticeable changes for the future. It's a tricky game, and I think this removing of the home button thing is something everyone's getting excited about, but I still feel like the only guy who's like, okay, no home button. Wow, good for you. What's different? Just looks cool. That's all we're talking about. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.